that a case of simple things done well today?
Yeah, we did some simple things well. We probably we played in the first half. Yes. Yeah, in the second half we certainly put away some scores very well, and we'd be delighted with that. I suppose because the lads are so professional, really. Even when they come into the dressing room, they're already thinking about the next match, and that's where we're moving on to. But yeah, I thought there was some simple things done well, especially in the second half. There was a bit of wearing down had to be done, like in all test matches, in the first 50 minutes. We probably could have done a little bit more of that in their half rather than in our half, but I wouldn't fault lads for trying to play football, but that's the balance that we'll be working on.
Paul, from a player's point of view, what sort of self-confidence and momentum do you think you can source from a win like that?
That's a good scoreline, no doubt about it. The guys are happy with that. I think there's a feeling of frustration, I think, about the first half performance and a few of the simple things we didn't execute. We didn't get out of our own half as well as we would have liked again. Probably a bit of a series of events. It was no one thing. Probably we went wide once or twice, didn't retain him when we went wide. Obviously lost the line out. We were lining up a box kick at one stage and the ref called it out, and just little things like that, a kind of a series of events of a few things where we didn't get out of our own half, and that was very frustrating and annoying, and there's been a bit of chat about that in the dressing room. And but when we did get out of there, I thought we were good. When we were in their half, we were good. We were confident, and we showed we have a lot of excellent players in the team, a lot of classy players in the team, and we took our tries well, I thought, and that was very satisfying.
Paul, looking at the performance of the pack, and I know that you're in that number, but like Italy seemed to do very, very well against France, for instance, right? And yet today I thought that achieved that better generally. I mean, apart from one overthrown line out, maybe one last. Other than that, your pack seemed to get on top of them. Did that surprise you?
Well, I suppose there was two lineouts, one of them which led to a try, that we lost, a few scrums as well where we conceded penalties, and we'll have to look at that. But yeah, I suppose there was a bit of paranoia there after the week we had with Gert not being around. So guys were eager to make sure we perform well on his behalf. So yeah, it was a good performance from the pack. I think second half was a good all-round performance, but yeah, the pack played well and worked really hard. I think that was the big thing. We worked really hard and we were quite accurate in a lot of the things we did at the breakdown as well, which was very satisfying.
Did it surprise you though that Italy seemed to kind of just tail off with 25 minutes to go in their pack?
I thought we took our chances well, and we kept coming at them. We played for the 80 minutes, and that was very important. We haven't always done that. We certainly didn't play great in the first half, but we stuck at it, and in the second half we kept coming, and we eventually broke them a few times, so it was very satisfying.
Declan, how important is it to bring another young lad like Peter Manley into the mix?
Yeah, things will only be cyclical if you don't plan for the future. So like it's important that we have guys coming through with us. So Peter made that big step today. Like getting the first cap is always a huge day in a man's life. So he's done that. Connor came through obviously in August. Donegal Ryan is getting more and more caps all the time. Sean Cronin, and we need that, and then we need the experience of the fellas who've been ahead of them to date as well then too. So you need that match of experience and youth, and some of them coming on and playing the way they did. So it's absolutely vital if we're to be performing at this level going forward, that we do have guys coming through and breaking through, and that's the importance of the Wolfhounds match to us as well then too at the start of this particular series, to see how fellas would cope with the stresses that are international rugby, because sometimes when you're a club or provincial rugby you have a period of time together, but when you come together here, it can be thrown at you in a week, and you have to see how fellas react to those environments. But for Peter, he's had the benefit, I suppose, of being in camp now for 4 or 5 weeks, and you can see, like Connor last August, the more sessions he does and the training he does, the more comfortable he's getting, and hopefully today will be the first of many.